Hi everyone, in this video I'm making a keto chicken noodle soup. I love chicken noodle soup, especially when it is freezing cold outside. So I was thinking to make it, but the keto way. I was a little nervous. I thought, I don't know if this is gonna come out good, but I used Miracle noodles and it came out great. It is so delicious and really easy to make. So we're gonna get right into the video, but first, if you're already a subscriber, thank you for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, and join the family. Now, let's get into the video. So here we have all the vegetables in the pot. We have green peppers, red peppers, orange peppers, celery, garlic, and some onion, all chopped up, also green onion. And it's all chopped up. And we have some olive oil in the pot. And we're just gonna cook the vegetables down until they're soft. It will take a few minutes, but you want to just keep cooking the vegetables until they're all nice and tender. Meantime that we're cooking the vegetables, Ren is actually separating the chicken from the bone. So we made a rotisserie chicken the night before, and now we're going to be using the meat that is actually left on the bone to make our keto chicken soup. Keto chicken noodle soup. So he's just taking off all the meat off the bone. It's a messy job, but somebody's got to do it. He's taking off all the chicken off of the bone. I'm going to lightly season the vegetables now, just with some black pepper, some pink salt, and with this mix of herbs and spices. The back you can't really read, but because it's kind of come off, but it has like fennel in it. It has some mustard in it. It has thyme, rosemary. It's just a mixture of spices, herbs and spices. So I'm going to actually just season the vegetables just a little bit. So if you have any mixture of herbs and spices, if you have basil, rosemary, that's all great to add. So I'm going to add it right now to the vegetables. So here the vegetables are getting really tender. I also added some butter to it. Just a little bit of butter. I would say half a tablespoon of butter. So I'm a taster. When I'm cooking my food, I taste it. So I don't know if you're a taster, but I would taste it just to make sure there's enough salt and that it just tastes good. Like this is the base for the soup. Do keep in mind that you are going to be adding chicken broth, and that naturally has salt in it, so you don't want this to be too salty. I just added like a sprinkle of salt. But I tasted this to make sure it tastes good. And then it's soft. And then we're going to add the broth, the focus. It's coming out. Okay. So it is nice and soft. So I'm going to be adding the broth right now. I'll be adding a box of the chicken broth. And this is the one that we use, Campbell's. I'm going to show you the carbs. It's 1 net carbs for 1 cup. So 1 cup is 1 net carbs. So we're going to be adding this right now. So I added 2 boxes of the Campbell's chicken broth because I'm making enough for 2 people for 2 days. So I added 2 boxes. So now I have it sitting on medium heat, and I'm going to be rinsing the low carb noodles, the low carb Miracle noodles that I'm going to be adding to the soup. Here are the noodles that I'm going to be adding. It's Miracle noodles and the garlic and herb, and gluten-free, soy-free. And we'll look at the back, and it is 10 calories. And when you look at the carbs, it is 3 net. Nope, it's 3 carbs, and then it has 3 fiber. So it has 0 net carbs. So the whole package is 10 calories and 0 net carbs. And I'm going to be using 2 of these. So let me actually show you how it looks. And the color looks a little greenish. The light can focus in on it. Because it is the garlic and herb. You can see it. So I'm actually going to be adding this to the pot. Here we go. Adding the noodles to the pot. Okay, so those are our low carb, basically no carb noodles that I'm adding. And Miracle Noodles, all you have to do is rinse it. So I rinsed it for about, I would say 50 seconds. And something that we do is, we rinse it, we put a little bit of salt. So we just put a little bit of salt on it and then rinse it for about 50 to 60 seconds. So now we're gonna let the soup come to a boil. I'm raising the temperature. So it's going to be on high. I'm gonna let it come to a boil and then going to be adding the chicken once it's boiling. So we're just gonna let it sit here and come to a boil and then add the chicken once it's boiling. Make sure to taste it. So at this point, if you feel that you need to add more seasoning, then you can add it to the mixture. So if you feel like you need to add a little bit more sea salt, a little bit more pepper, a little bit more of the mixture that I had, where it had like the thyme, the fennel, you can also add a little bit more. So just make sure to taste it and make sure that it's starting to boil. Taking its time, but it'll boil soon. Just taste it to make sure it tastes good to you and that it has enough salt and everything that you would like at this point. Now we're going to be adding the chicken. So you want to add the chicken once it's boiling. We're also going to be adding some of the chicken bones. We're just going to put it in there. And it'll add some flavor. Because remember, this is a rotisserie chicken that we cooked. So it'll add some of the flavor that we've put into the chicken. So we let the chicken soup cook for another 5 minutes. And now it's finished. Now all you have to do is place it in a bowl and serve. And here it is, our keto chicken noodle soup. It is really easy to make. It is so good. If you like things spicy, you could add a little bit of hot pepper sauce to it. I want to thank everyone so much for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe and join our family.